In this lesson, it's time to review and practice the fun stuff, the effects and presets. To follow along with the lessons from Unit 4, you can just double-click on the exercise files folder, twirl open the sample project folder, and twirl open project files. You can open up the individual lessons from Unit 4 by just double-clicking on the .aep project file. Or if you open up the Unit 4 Lesson 7 practice file, so if I just double click on the .aep project file, that's going to open up After Effects. And in the project panel, you will see a folder for each of the individual lessons. If you twirl open all of the individual lessons, you will see they all contain a comps folder, which contains any compositions that were created in that lesson. They all contain a footage folder, so these are all of the assets that you can use in the projects. And some will contain a solids folder if solid layers or adjustment layers were created in that lesson. And all you have to do, open up the comps folder and just double click on the composition to open it up in its own timeline, and you will see the preview in the composition panel. Lesson 1, Effects and Presets. It is the effects and the presets that makes learning After Effects so much fun. What I want to stress to you the most as you're going through these practice lessons and learning After Effects, it is not about learning what all these effects and presets do. That's going to come with time and experience. Focus on mastering the essentials, the basics. It is the little things that is going to unlock all of the things that After Effects has to offer, like this giant effects menu. If I want to see if a layer has effects on it, I typically just select the layer, then go to the Effect Controls panel. If you see things in the Effect Controls panel, then there are effects on that layer. You can also select a layer and tap the letter E, so E for effects. Just tap E one time. And then you're going to see all effects that have been added onto that layer. And notice all these effects are the same effects in the effect controls. So any changes that you make to effects down in the layers panel, it's the exact same thing if you made the changes in the effect controls. To toggle on and toggle off an effect, so if you want to get a before and after or see what an effect is doing to a layer, just click on the effects to toggle it off, click again to toggle it back on. I cannot stress this enough, but the best way to learn what the effects do in After Effects, add them to a layer, then simply play around by changing the property values. Drag all the way to the right, all the way to the left. You're going to have happy accidents. You're going to discover things that you didn't know was possible. When you make changes, you can always use Command or Ctrl+Z to undo, or you can click on the reset button next to any effect, and that will reset it back to the default settings. To remove effects, you can just select the effect in the effect controls, tap the delete key. I'll press undo. You can also go down to the layers panel, select individual effects, or select multiple effects, tap the delete key. Undo again. Or with the layers selected, you can also go to the top menu, click on Effect, and choose Remove All. To add effects, you're going to select a layer. I usually go to the Effects and Presets panel and do a search if I know what I'm looking for. You can also go to the top menu, Effect, and choose an effect from the menu, or just right-click, go to Effect, and it's the exact same menus. And for this practice lesson, just experiment and practice adding effects. So for example, I'll do a search for turbulent displace. I'll select it. I can drag on turbulent displace to a layer. I'll see the bounding box knowing where I'm about to place it. I can just let go, undo. I can also take an effect and drag it right onto a layer, undo. Or when you have a layer selected, all you have to do is just double click on a selected effect, and that will also apply it to whatever layer you had selected. Then once you add an effect, you make sure you have the layer selected, and then you go to the effect controls where you can customize the effect and really have some fun. You can always just click reset to get back to the default settings. And if you want to play around with animating an effect, we'll drag the CGI to the beginning of the timeline. Just click on a few stopwatches or click on all the stopwatches. You're just playing after all. Drag the CGI to the end of the timeline and just make changes. Randomly make changes, who knows what's going to happen. That is going to automatically add the second set of keyframes. The CGI to the beginning, tap the spacebar. That's kind of cool. And if you tap the letter U, that's going to reveal all the keyframes. And anytime you see the stopwatch with a color highlight, you know that there's keyframes on that property. And if you want to remove the keyframes, just click on the stopwatches. Or you can just click and drag down. So you will add individual effects so you can stack up your effects. And if you come up with your own recipe or an effect stack that you want to be able to save, well, you can save them as your own animation presets, and they can be found under the User Presets folder. And After Effects also includes animation presets. These are done-for-you bundles of effects that often include the animations already built into them. And animation presets are the topic of Lesson 2. So I'm going to click these two little arrows in the top right corner and then click on Project to return to the project panel. I'll open up the Lesson 2 project folder and just double click on the composition for Lesson 2 of animation presets to browse the animation presets. So if you want to visually see what each of the animation presets do, well, in the Effects and Presets panel, if you click on the hamburger menu, those three horizontal lines, just choose Browse Presets. You can also just go to the very top menu, click on Animation, and there you will see Browse Presets. When you click this, that is going to open up Adobe Bridge. Adobe Bridge is a standalone Adobe application, just like Adobe Media Encoder. You can download it from the Adobe Creative Cloud desktop app, and all you have to do is just open up the individual folders. You can just select one, tap the spacebar, and you'll see a preview of each of them. And if you have a layer selected, you can just double-click right from Bridge, and it will apply the preset onto the layer. I'll tap the spacebar to preview the sample. That's cool. I'll select the layer and then look in the effect controls to see the effects. And this done-for-you animation makes animation presets one of the best learning tools in all of After Effects, because you can add animation presets and then just go through the individual effects and study and learn how the animations were created. And what I like to do is toggle on and off the individual effects by clicking on the Effects button, so I can see how each individual effect is affecting the overall animation. If you select a layer, such as this text layer, and you're not seeing any effects in the effect controls, well, if you added a text animation preset, which you'll find in the text folder under animation presets, when you twirl open the layer and then twirl open text, whenever you see animators, that indicates that there are text animators on the layer. Text animators are added to the Add menu here or using the animator presets. And I highly recommend that you explore the text animation presets included in After Effects, as you can create some really dynamic text animations with just a click of a button. If you add a text animation preset and maybe you want to remove it and try others, we'll just select the layer, go to the top menu, Animation, and choose Remove All Text Animators. And to add text animation presets, select the text layer, drag the CGI to either the beginning of the timeline or wherever you want the animation to start, then go to the Effects and Presets panel, twirl open Animation Presets, then go into the text folder. And you will find a ton of text folders. I'd probably recommend that you start in Animate In. All you have to do is just double click on the preset, or just click and drag it right onto a text layer or onto the layer in the Layers panel. Tap the spacebar, and just like that, we have a nice typewriter animation. Now, I love textures and I love the hand-drawn stop motion feel and animations, and there are many different ways you can animate background textures. But watch how easy it was to animate this background using a preset. First, I selected the paper texture, went to Effects and Presets, did a search for jitter, Jitter. There's jitter loop. All I did was drag it on the paper texture. Before I did so, though, make sure that the CTI is at the beginning of the timeline. Drag it right on the paper, tap the spacebar, and now I have myself an animated background texture and kind of a stop motion feel, and I can fully customize it in Effect Controls. And the last thing that I'll say about presets is that some of them do not even require that you select a layer first. For example, if you go into the background category, all you have to do is just double click. After Effects is going to automatically create a solid layer and put the bundles of effects on there. Tap the spacebar, and you can fully customize this in the Effect Controls. I mean, imagine trying to recreate this crazy animation from scratch. But with a preset, it takes seconds, and then you can go to the Effect Controls and actually learn about some of these individual effects that are included in After Effects. CC Power Pin, you might see it in the menu, but have no idea what it does. Well, now you do. How about CC Toner? Now you might look at this effect and say, how would I ever use that? Well, that brings us to our next lesson in the unit, which is blend modes and layer styles. Drag it down to the bottom of your layer stack, and then try the different blend modes and see if you could blend it into the background to create kind of a unique effect. If you don't see the blend modes column, just right-click anywhere in the header bar, go to Columns, and check Modes. You can also click the second button in the bottom left corner to expand and clap and to cycle through the blend modes so you don't have to click on them one by one. Just press and hold the Shift key on your keyboard and just tap the equal or the plus key on your keyboard to go forward, Shift minus to go in the reverse direction. So Shift, I'll tap the equal or plus, and as you can see, the blend modes are just cycling through, and all you do is just keep cycling through until you find something that works for you. I could tap T for opacity, reduce the opacity a little bit, then just go to the Effect Controls and Customize. Now this is not a look that I might use every time, but the whole goal of this practice is just for you to play around and experiment. And that anime background is on its own solid layer, so if you change your mind, didn't want to use it, you could just select the layer and tap the delete key. Blend modes are something I use in nearly every single After Effects projects, along with layer styles. So I'll select this logo, go to Layer, Layer Styles, and if you worked in Photoshop or other graphic programs, these should all look familiar. These are just basic layer styles. I use drop shadows all the time from the layer styles, and you can customize down in the layers panel. So you know that the most basic way to animate in After Effects is using keyframes. Well, the other way that you'll be animating in After Effects is using expressions, which we went over in Lesson 4 and Lesson 5. I'll twirl open Lesson 4, twirl open the Comps folder, and double-click on the Unit 4 Lesson 4 Expressions. In After Effects, whenever you see the values of a property in red, that indicates that there is an expression on that property. To reveal all expressions in the Layers panel, you just tap the letter E 2 times. So E for expression 2 times, EE. Now I can see all the expressions. To edit expressions, you just click right in the timeline. When you add keyframes for a layer, if you want to remove the keyframes, you just click on the stopwatch. That deletes all keyframes for that property. Well, if you have expressions, instead of just clicking on the stopwatch, hold the Option key on a Mac or Alt on Windows and then click the stopwatch. That is going to remove all expressions for that property. To add expressions, and expressions are just snippets of code that you can use to create animations. They're just another way to animate in addition to using keyframes. You press the Option or Alt key, then click on the stopwatch next to any property. And watch what happens as soon as I Option click on the stopwatch. Notice the values are going to turn red instantly. That's because a default expression is automatically added as soon as you option click. Now, this is not doing anything. So what you typically do, if you change your mind, you usually just delete that default expression, or once you add the expression like this, you just start typing over it with the expression you want to add. And I would recommend experimenting with the wiggle expression. That is most people's first expression. It's also probably the most popular and most used expression in After Effects. It's just going to add some movement to your layers. And the way that you type out an expression matters. So wiggle is all lowercase, W-I-G-G-L-E. Then you do an open and close parentheses. After Effects automatically adds that second parentheses. The first value is frequency. How fast is the animation? Then you put a comma. The second value is amplitude. How much? Then you tap the right arrow key to go outside the parentheses. And it's best practice to end each line of code with a semicolon. Click in an empty space, tap the spacebar, and now we've got some wiggle on the position property. To edit an expression, you just click inside the expression editor. This is basically just like a text box, and you can make some space if you need it. And as I noted, the way you type out an expression does matter. So for example, if I put a capital W instead of all lowercase, I'll get an error message. Or maybe instead of a comma, I put a period. Same thing. So if you type out an expression, if you get this error, double check just to make sure that you have it typed out correctly, as the syntax does matter. Like everything in After Effects, the best way to learn is by trial and error. Change the values, go extreme, and see what happens. Maybe make this, let's try 1500. What's going to happen? So again, the way to learn is just punch in numbers and see what happens. The other expression that I would play around with is the time expression. I'm going to press the Shift key and tap the letter R so I can bring up the rotation property. I'll Option or Alt click on the stopwatch so I can type out an expression. I'm going to type time asterisk. And if I put something like 100, click away, that is just going to spin the logo around and around and around, and I've got the wiggle still going. If I increase that number, let's try 500, it's just going to increase the speed of that rotation. EE to bring up your expressions, and just play around with these expressions and have some fun. When it comes to essential expressions to learn, at the top of the list are loop out and loop in expressions, which were covered in Lesson 5. So you definitely want to rewatch that Lesson 5 and practice adding the loop out and loop in expressions. In particular, the loop out cycle, which is the default, and the loop out ping pong are probably the ones that you're going to use the most. Last but not least, if you have any energy left, definitely practice with the audio effects because, they are just pure fun. And in the next unit, you are going to build an animation from start to finish and learn how to export your compositions to rendered files so you can share your projects with the world.